Any geek with basic photographical knowledge can sell more images on Microstock than a top photographer if the latter applies the same mindset they use for any other job to the online photo market. This is because algorithms are the only tool able to order the huge amount of content published on the internet, and following their rules is an easy way to create business in the digital world. As a consequence, the main reason for the success of a photographer trying to sell their stock images is not the quality of their art, but something less poetic. I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm a webmaster and I need to use the image of a cat on the homepage of the project on which I'm working. Creating that photo by myself would be a waste of time. Stealing it from Google, contrary to what common men think, is illegal. So I decide to buy it from a microstock. I connect to Shutterstock or Adobe Stock and type in cat. Almost 2 million stock images containing that keyword show up. No buyer will ever look at every single one, and it's difficult for someone to even look at 1,000 of them. Therefore, the cat images on the top of the page have a great possibility of being sold, and those after the 100th position have almost no chance. That stock image index is created by an algorithm, a mathematical formula which calculates several factors that were never completely declared by the agencies, but which can be understood by analyzing the lists they show. The most famous algorithm on the internet is Google's. When you search something on it, being at the top or being on the second page can make the difference between earning millions and earning nothing. For this reason, thousands of people all over the world have become SEO consultants, where SEO means search engine optimization. Their work is implementing strategy in order to get as high as possible on search engines. Microstocks work like Google when someone searches for a photo or a video on their website. There is one reason why this is the case. They want to make as much money as possible. And the best way to do that is by offering to their own potential clients the content they are most likely to buy. I give you an example that simplifies the algorithm's complexity, but which helps you to understand the way they work. Agencies know each image's ratio between views and sales. As a consequence, if a person searches for a photo on their website and types a keyword, do you think the agency will show an image that generates a purchase every 10 views, or an image that generates one every 100 views first? Yes, exactly that answer. The algorithm also has rules that soften the effect of this way of ranking content, because if it didn't, it would be impossible for new images and footage to rise in the index. But the basic principles are those I mentioned. For some, it may be hard to understand why Microstock have to work this way, but believe me, when someone is willing to spend their money to buy an image or a video, and they see content that has nothing to do with what they are looking for, that person shifts from being a potential customer to a lost customer, because they are always one click away from another agency which can guarantee them a better user experience. Let's say that there are two creators who both have 10,000 images. The first one has 0 sales, the second one 15,000. If one day those two creators publish the same photo with the same keywords and the same title, the Microstock will obviously show the photo of the creator with a more profitable sales history on the top of their indexes, because they have proven themselves to be able to create content which customers love to buy, and so it is more likely that they will sell the new stuff. No conspiracy theories, just the healthy and meritocratic aim of the agencies to earn as much as possible. And given that us photographers and video makers are paid a share of the sales, we should be particularly happy about that. All photographers feel that they are artists, and most of them are frustrated because what they do actually has nothing to do with art. Knowing that their business success depends on a mathematical formula is a reason for them being angry. That's why lots of people hate microstock and say that selling stock images and stock footage is almost impossible. Their problem is that they don't understand there's a huge difference between being a professional photographer who works at events and shoots company catalogs and being a microstock contributor. Whoever understands this will beat 99% of their competitors.
Algorithms are the bad guys, but they are not the devil. Before algorithms, the easiest way to photographers to succeed was having the right friends, and even today this still happens very often. At least if your goal is not just to open a small town studio whose main business is taking low-cost photos at weddings or filming end-of-the-year ceremonies in kindergartens. I know that focusing your production to satisfy the algorithm rule is not as exciting as being the artist that gets an exhibition in a modern art gallery or photographing models for high-quality fashion. But it is not difficult to do because you just have to follow a few simple concepts. One of the main ones is that the agencies index content by considering the percentage of sales that the author has. So, if you focus on the subjects in the travel category, don't ever upload 100 photos of the Eiffel Tower or of Times Square. Instead, upload just 10 of them because this way will increase the average sales of the single files. Doing so is not as easy as being a tourist with the camera around their neck, but it is not that hard. There are also other things to change, which I explain in detail on my course. Let me say something to those who are scared by what I've said. I've made general considerations that concern the entire portfolio you have to publish, not single photos you will take. Sometimes, around the corner, you will suddenly find what you think is the right subject, and in that moment, you just have to shoot the best photo you can shoot. You will make money with your entire collection, and the single photo or video won't change your total earnings much. Before making a real profit, you have to create a large portfolio, because only after doing so will agencies begin to consider you as a creator to be shown high in the index they display to their customers. As a new contributor, you are now a photographer or a video maker under observation that the agencies sometimes favor in order to understand if one day you will be able to bring them a lot of sales.
Actually, I'm happy for you to weight yourself down. The easiest way to build a culture with your photos and videos today, it isn't to become an artist immediately. Because if you follow that path, it is unlikely that you will succeed. The best thing to do is to try making a lot of money, and only after that, thanks to the passive income that you created with Microstock, become an artist. I explain this better in my other videos.
Microstockguru.com